I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel. Welcome to the ECG podcast. As you can see, I'm Commander Shepard, and I'll be hosting this week. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Chris Waterman from Jacksonville, Florida. I am wearing, or was wearing, my Legendary Edition helmet, N7 helmet. Love this thing. Super, super cool. This is the episode for May the 7th, 2021. I am joined this evening by Mr. George Arevalo from Miami, Florida.
What's up? What up? What up? Cheers, Chris. New promotion.
Oh, thank you, man.
My man. This one's for you, buddy.
Yep, my little invisible glass of water here. Of course, back in the flesh. For those of you that are watching the video, and those of you that are just listening, will have to take my word for it. We have Mr. Bobby Miller back from a little hiatus. How you feeling, Bobby? How are you doing?
I am delicious, and I'm glad to be back.
You certainly are delicious.
Delicious. Yes, I'm back.
Last but not least, we have Mr. Adam Gumbert from Lexington, Kentucky.
So here's what I asked you to introduce me last, right? I wanted to channel Bobby Miller because Bobby, I say it, every time you're on the podcast, but I love Bobby for everything that he is. So I have been drinking since everyone listened to our Aliens review because we've been reviewing the AVP series in the same feed. I drank about 7 fingers worth of bourbon during that review. Now I'm Bobby and I'm Randy and I'm ready to go. Talk about this stuff.
He's horny to make some content, I guess.
Today. I've had 4 already.
So from Lexington, Kentucky, it is Adam Randy.
Adam Randy, let's go.
Adam Randy.
By the way, random aside, I went to school when I was living in Versailles, which nobody knows what that is. There's a bourbon called Woodford Reserve, which is made in Woodford County. It's a very famous bourbon. Versailles is the city that is in Woodford County. I went to school with a kid when I lived there. The kid's name was Rusty Johnson. Not even joking. That was his real last name.
We had a Harry Johnson in my high school, believe it or not.
Like, how unfortunate to just we already know the last name of this kid is penis related. Let's give him a first name that just makes it even worse. All right, guys, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Flaccid for the first name. You know what I mean? Like
Flaccid Johnson. I'm like, just kill me now.
So on this.
Ooh.
A 6-month check-in, really, for lack of a better time frame. I'm sure it's off by a couple of weeks there with the next generation of consoles. So we're going to just give some impressions on how we think Sony and Microsoft are doing individually and when compared to one another. We'll be talking a little more Falcon and Winter Soldier now that we've all caught up and watched it. Specifically the final episode.
Yo, Chris, your microphone's acting real silly, man.
Yeah, your microphone is swapping from microphone to whatever your headset.
Crazy.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it happens again, I'm taking over. Right? I'll be Chris.
We're gonna just we're gonna roll with that. So we'll be talking more Falcon and Winter Soldier, specifically the last episode, and with that, the new Phase 4 trailer for Marvel that came out this week. Get hype. It looks awesome. A lot of good stuff to look forward to. And then finally, we're going to be giving some fairly in-depth impressions on Returnal, the new PlayStation 5 exclusive from Housemarque Games. George and I have both essentially reached the halfway point in the game, for lack of a better word, I guess. And we'll kind of go into some details there. Probably some mild spoilers, so just be warned. Also some spoilers, obviously, for Falcon and Winter Soldier. So you've been warned on both fronts there. And with that, let's get into it. We are now approximately 6 months into the next generation, or I should say now current generation of consoles. I think everybody here has both consoles, correct? Bobby, you have a PS5 and an Xbox Series X?
Yeah, I have an extra one on the steps, and I have an extra PS5 in the garage. Yeah.
Now, have you played both consoles?
Yes. But my daughter now plays more of my Xbox Series X.
Cool.
You've played an actual video game on the console.
I've been playing the hell out of MLB. Yeah. If you
on
look up
both
Bobby
consoles,
Miller,
PS5 and the
MLB
Series X.
yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So we
I
both
do have
own-
some thoughts on MLB The Show.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we both own, or sorry, we all own both consoles. So yeah, we'll be able to give. It's a good thing.
Chris. Yeah, you went out again for a
I'm
second.
plugging that and replugging it. Continue,
Yeah.
George. You're the host now.
All right, so we're welcome to the ECG Games podcast, dude. Gnarly, yeah. My name is Chris
Gnarly.
Waterman from Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, and I'm here joined by Adam Gumby from Lexington, Kentucky.
Wow.
I
Let me
don't.
tell you, I was
Wow.
drinking during the aliens. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
That's
Is that
my
what I
best.
sound like, huh?
I don't know. That's my best Chris impression.
I'll take it, I suppose.
All right,
Well.
man. Go ahead, dude. Take it away.
Yeah, so we're 6 months in now. I guess let's start with like, what do you think? We'll go one at a time. Like, what do you think Sony's doing well? What do you think that they could be doing better? Same question for Microsoft, and then let's compare the two. So we'll start off with the Sony PlayStation 5. Like, quick thoughts. Like, what are some things that you think that Sony's done well with the console in the first 6 months?
Oof. All right, we're starting off with things that they've done well.
You can go if you want to go
Okay.
the other way, but
Well,
I figured
I feel like one list is a little bit bigger than the other. Well, I'll be honest. I want to end on I don't want to trash anyone, but I think they're doing a lot wrong. I don't think they're doing a whole lot well besides delivering a good product. I mean, the PS5 is a great machine. We won't get into like what it looks like and all that stuff, all the things that we already knew back then. But as far as what they're doing, PS5 and Xbox couldn't be any different, any more different, right? PS5 has doubled down on the $70 charge for games, right? I said I had something on MLB The Show. PS5 is charging you $70 for a game that is free on Game Pass on the Xbox. This is a game that was an exclusive to Sony for a very, very long time until now. That is, I think that is a big blow to Sony. I know they're still a very popular company. They're going to have the sales, but that shit's free on the Xbox Series X. And knowing my good friend Robbie Bobby Miller probably paid for the PS5 version, even though he has Game Pass.
Yes.
No surprise there. but anyways, so think that they're not doing so well. Their UI is still awful. Their party chat system is awful. Granted, they're teaming up with Discord, which is a great move. Apparently, they can't figure it out themselves. I think it's a little ridiculous that they have to pair up with an entirely different other company, right? A company that might be in talks to be bought out by Microsoft. Wasn't that a thing? Wasn't that a rumor?
Through. That's
okay.
follow through.
Yeah.
But you never know. It could pick back up at any time, which is kind of funny though. So they can't get that right. It shouldn't be such a pain in the ass to get us a basic party chat. I mean, Xbox has laid out this foundation for what a good UI is and an online interface looks like. I don't know why Sony can't get that right. So I definitely have a lot of issues with that. I think the little bit of support that Sony has given its older games has been more due to backlash than it was their initial intent. The fact that Xbox keeps pumping out these FPS boosts for all kinds of games, no matter how old, is awesome, whereas Sony's not doing that. And time again, we're seeing newer games come out that have a little bit more, power under the Series X than they do on, say, the PS5. If I'm not mistaken, the Mass Effect version that's coming out next week has up to 120 FPS on the Series X, but it's limited to 60 on the PS5. Granted, not a whole lot of people have the capacity to run it at 120 right now, but you
Worth
keep
noting
seeing,
that's 1440 too. It's not 4K.
Right. But you keep seeing more options, a little bit more user-friendly options on the Xbox than you are seeing on the PS5. So I think they're stumbling there. I think they could be doing a much better job of providing better infrastructure when it comes to that. But as far as what they're doing well, the 2 free games a month with PS Plus is pretty good. So far, they've been pretty solid. I mean, you got Maneater. Yeah, 3, I guess. 1 PS5, 2 PS4 games. Maneater's been cool. I think Greedfall has been on there. I got the Control Ultimate Edition on there, which has been awesome. They've definitely done some really cool things with PS Plus. But again, I still feel like some of that is more due to like bad press and backlash than like a thorough laid out plan that Xbox has had with Game Pass. With that said, Sony is the only one really delivering legitimate exclusives. quality exclusives, right? Like, I mean, Spider-Man Miles Morales has been a success. Demon's Souls has some issues, but it was a pretty good success. Returnal is great. You know, they're the ones who are delivering a unique experience when it comes to the actual games. But when it comes to like how they're treating their customers and their fans, probably not the greatest job so far. My opinion, my 2 cents. What do you guys think?
All right, I'll go next. A lot of what George says I agree with. Here's my thing: is that drunk Adam and sober Adam has always preferred Xbox and mostly PC at this point, but that's always been my preferred. Bobby, I love you. So I guess I'll go to the PlayStation side first. Yeah, it's always been my secondary console. Again, I didn't even have a PS4 for the last 2 years of that console because I just sold it and I'm not using this thing. It has been great. Again, I don't like party chat. It's awful. Thank God they're teaming with Discord because that system is awful. A lot of their user interface stuff is bad. Point blank period. You can't argue with me on that. What I will say is, yeah, games have been great. Like even so for me, again, not having a PS4 for the last year and a half, 2 years of that before the PS5 came out, and I got it thanks to Bobby, is that going back and playing some of those games. Like I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima until I got a PS5. I'm like, this is great. And then they've got like the 4K 60 FPS mode or all that stuff has been great. I played that game and it's been fantastic. Miles Morales, if I would have played that game before we did Game of the Year, that would have been on my list. Point blank period. I didn't play it at that point. Miles is great. So PlayStation has definitely killed the exclusive, like you can only play this here game. George's absolutely right. Like that is where they have absolutely succeeded. I hate basically everything else they do, but I can't argue that the games are good. And yeah, PS Plus has been great. Like I had no interest in ever playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. And they're like, here it is for free. I'm like, well, it's free. So that is what it is. So yeah, again, I'm not a primary PlayStation guy, but as a secondary console, as the thing to play exclusives on, they've been doing that. Like I don't care about DualSense stuff when it comes to like haptic. I hate haptic feedback. And I feel like my controller is going to break in 3 months or whatever. But, you know, playing Miles Morales and it's like, you know, click on the computer and you feel every little click in like the HD Rumble stuff has been good. Astro's Playroom, I still need to play. Everyone says that's great. They have done things correctly in the first 6 months that I agree with. There's a lot of work to do for me personally, but I think they've done enough to keep their faithful happy. And then for me, who's a skeptic, I'm like, I'm happy. The PS Plus collection. I'm like, oh, let me play Uncharted 4. Let me play, you know, I want Bloodborne in 60 frames. So I'll wait for that patch.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of good stuff on there. I'm like, you guys have done great. Xbox, I've loved it. Again, I'm normally Xbox guy. And again, for Xbox, for me, it is user, you know, like accessibility and like user-friendly stuff. Like Game Pass is knocked out of the park, I think, for the past 6 months. It's been great. We're talking about MLB The Show, right? I never would have played MLB The Show. I know the show. I know that the show is a good game, right? I played 12 or whatever forever ago. I'm like, this game's great. I'm not that big enough of a baseball fan to spend $60-$70 for this game. But that being there day one, this is the first time I played a baseball game in 10 years. And I had a great time with it. Again, adding EA Play to it, adding all the PC stuff to it. Xbox has been your money spent on this ecosystem is worth it 100%. And the only thing they're missing is exclusive games. Like you can't argue that they don't have exclusive games right now, which is fine with me. Again, that's my I'll give them every excuse in the world because I prefer them. But they need to start bringing that heat straight up. But Game Pass has been great. I played a lot of good things there. FPS boost on, like I just played Fallout 4 for the first time in 8 years in 60 frames. I'm like, man, this is so nice. So I think between both of them, I think they're both doing things very well, and I want them to both improve on the things that they're missing. So I need PlayStation to be better user-friendly, and I need Xbox to start putting out, you know, some more games for me. Again, all this stuff takes time, and I'm sure it'll be there. But as far as right now, 6 months in, I'm enjoying both consoles for what I use them for. So I guess they both get a thumbs up for me. Are we asking that? Why am I'm so drunk? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's okay if you want to
That's
talk
fair.
about both of them now. Like it's
Fuck it, Ben.
It doesn't need to be that.
Who put
structured.
Chris in charge?
Exactly. Who indeed? I'll never forget those initial discussions I really didn't want to host. Like my first podcast that I was ever on. And
I definitely pushed Chris to do it because I'm like, I've done it, but I
Listen,
see
man.
potential in you, young Padawan. You need to do
Yeah,
it.
Chris-
and then he
Chris
became
has the
Anakin and killed
voice.
everybody.
Chris has the voice. He's got the soft white dude voice. Like, you know, he's super
Oh my
he's super calm. You know, like you
Yeah.
know, you're level headed. You know, I'm emotional. Adam Randy's drunk. Bobby,
Adam Randy,
Come
let's
on.
be a thing.
Adam Randy's. That's gonna be it from now on. If you don't change your gamer tag to Adam Randy, like I don't know. It sounds like that sounds like Austin Powers is like fucking sidekick that nobody heard about. You know, like Austin Powers and Adam Randy, and the spy who shagged me.
Yeah. Adam Randy's the guy that like occasionally gives Austin Powers coke and like gets him into trouble. Like,
and if Bobby was hosting, we wouldn't get introduced until like 45 minutes into the show. So,
We still love you, Bobby.
Better late than never.
Yeah, fair
Indeed.
enough.
Sometimes.
Dude, you could do this however you want, man.
yeah,
Like-
I'm fine with you formatting it. So
Well,
Bobby, I'll go to you
both
if you want to
consoles are
talk
great.
about both companies at once. Like,
Here we
go
go.
for it. You can.
Honestly, forgot that you said
Can
PlayStation.
y'all hear
first.
me?
all good, man.
Sony
Just wanna make
fanboy
sure.
has entered the chat.
Y'all got my. Yes. No, I will tell you, PlayStation may be winning it now on some aspects with their exclusives, which I will tell you, I'm still waiting for my Returnal to come. BestBuy.com, my pre-order has given me two $10 gift cards at this point. I have still not received it, but I am waiting for my Resident Evil 8. I got the big one, the $200 one. Don't tell my wife, but the $200
No,
one.
what you should be telling your
with
wife
the
is
thing.
why you spent $70 on MLB The Show on PS5 when you could have had it for free on the Series.
Let
X.
me
He
tell
doesn't
you
know. It
something.
doesn't matter.
No, look, no. My thing with I have played my daughter on MLB The Show between PS5 and Xbox, and it is way different. It's a lot different than someone who's been playing it for a while, because I played it every day. Like before we even got on, before I took a shower, I was playing Road to the Show, and let me tell you, Bobby Miller is killing it. You could Google me, bro. I'm out there hitting dangers.
Oh, here we go.
Like-
Here we
like
go. with
everything. Doubles,
the Michael Phelps
triples.
thing again. Google
I
me,
am
bro.
everything. I'm like John Means for the Orioles. Google me. I'm throwing no hitters, bro. Like I from left field, no hitters. Like
Are you beating Michael Phelps though? How is Michael
every
Phelps
day.
doing?
Oh my god, I talked to my wife about that because we have a friend that we're going to Florida in a couple weeks. I'm gonna come see y'all.
Where?
What part of
Florida?
We're gonna go to. We're taking our kids to Disney. But we're staying in
we'll talk
Lower
off
Orlando.
Mike about it, but yeah, like because
Yeah.
it's close for me, man. Like I'd definitely come see you. It's a couple hours away.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like we
I'm
have
telling
that
your wife
happening.
what you did with MLB The Show.
No, she knows. She knows. My birthday is April every single year, and I buy MLB The Show. And I bought the $100 version. I know people were talking earlier
My God.
about the 70, 60. No. If you're really in it, you get the $100 version, Jackie Robinson. I was hoping they gave socks. Nobody wants that damn hat. It's 2021. No one's wearing a snapback unless you're 30 and you live in different places. No one's wearing it. But yeah, I haven't worn. I had the last two hats. I've never worn either one. But yeah, MLB The Show is great, and I think PlayStation is killing it now with what they have. But I have to be honest, between Game Pass and the crap that Xbox could have within, I hate to say it, within the next 5 years, which may even be the next cycle of Xbox Series X2 or 360, whatever they're going to call it, I think that's going to be the generation that kills it all. But this Apple Epic thing is putting out so much garbage that I believe it's hurting PlayStation, it's hurting Xbox, it's hurting Stadia, it's hurting everyone, where even they're having people from Microsoft and other things come in to talk about how bad Apple is, but then putting out way too many secrets of the gaming industry, which has been up and down. Yeah, that COVID has helped a lot with microtransactions, but if I'm 100% honest, 5 years from now, Xbox taking it. I'm not.
I'm shocked. I'm really surprised to hear you say that, because I was gonna put out that like a similar prediction, and you can hold me to this, book this, when we surpass Joe Rogan as the most popular podcast in the entire world.
Is Joe Rogan real?
You,
Yeah,
you,
fuck that guy.
you,
Yeah.
you can come back and check this.
Yeah.
And I will say by the end of this generation, at most the next, unless Sony does something drastically different, I do think Microsoft is going to take the crown because of the customer service friendly approach that they're providing. These exclusives, as long as they keep hitting it out of the park with these quality games, they're going to still be successful. But like, I feel like the world, society is moving to something more about service, customer, user friendly. if you even factor in like streaming, right? Like that, engaging with your audience, building communities, and just the Xbox features alone make it so much easier to do all of those things. With Sony being so restrictive, like it's just it open. I just feel like it's gonna take over. I think it would have happened much sooner if Microsoft could put out the exclusives to compete. They're not there yet, but they're working towards it. But I think they're gonna overtake them because I feel like Sony has just shown too much stubbornness in thinking their shit doesn't stink when the way that they're handling things. Right now, like I mean, at the end of the day, hey, they're still making money off of us, right? Because we're still buying the games, we're still buying their consoles. But I feel like Sony should be trying to get me to be a primarily PS5 player, because think about it, right? Xbox doesn't have the exclusives. Game Pass is great, but if Sony gave me just as good, if not better, interface, online experience, and something like Game Pass, what would I need an Xbox for? They have that power. If you could provide me something like that, why would I need an Xbox? It's because it won't be for the reason I have a PS5 is only for the exclusives. And if you gave me everything that the Xbox has, I wouldn't need an Xbox anymore. The only reason that might make me stay is friends, right? The people that I play with, my communities that I play with. But if they all feel the same way, why would we stay on Xbox if you could deliver a comparable service? They've shown time and time again that they cannot and that they will not. So,
and piggybacking off of that, I don't want to cut anybody off, but that's, again, we've
Hey,
always
what's
said
that
like
bottle you got back there?
it is
Sorry.
Elijah
Elijah
Craig
Craig.
bourbon, straight
You
Kentucky
go,
bourbon,
buddy. Holy
small
crap.
batch,
I'm gonna come to your
1789
house.
Drinking some
bourbon whiskey. Yeah, good time.
Yes.
Small batch. So here's the thing though, is that competition breeds excellence, right? So if Sony is trying to do better in customer service, because Microsoft, again, I want to keep fanboy stuff out of it because honestly, I'm a PC gamer, and PC gamers don't have to be fanboys because we just have a better system. We don't even have to talk about it. We
Yeah,
got
but
bigger
there's all
dicks than
them
everybody.
hackers. I don't hear about
Yeah,
that.
but
You can have the best
don't-
games
don't
ever,
forget,
but if you have
it's-
somebody starting a game with 45 kills and they get the best record in 2 seconds,
Don't-
I would never want to play.
But-
Don't forget, hey, yes, PC is better than console, but is your PC better than a console?
My PC is equivalent to a console.
But there are many people who are not there yet and talk
You're right.
like they fucking are.
You're right. I'm giving you a hard time.
True.
But my point is that competition breeds excellence. So if Sony
Yeah.
is like, hey, we can't, like, we have this banger games, we know that, but our customers are pushing us to do better service stuff, great. And Microsoft, Phil Spencer clearly cares about getting better exclusive games. So if by the end of the generation, if one's a little bit ahead of the other, it doesn't matter. As long as they're both doing what the customers want and makes us all happy, that's better. So we need Xbox pushing Sony. We need Sony pushing Xbox, because at the end of the day, we get better services because they're corporations. They don't give a shit. As long as you're giving them money, that's what they care about. But if we can say we're only going to get our money if you both improve, that's what I'm happy. So I'm hoping at the end of this console generation, they're both pretty close in console sales, and we all across the board, everyone has better services and games because of it. Everyone gets streams better. Your money goes farther. All of that if that's what we get out of this console generation, I'm happy. And again, I'll just play my PC and not even worry about it, but I'll also reap the benefits of all of it.
The one thing I'll throw in before we get Chris's thoughts is
Who's
the
Chris?
difference between, he's a host, by the way. The one thing that is different there, right? You've got Sony is going down their business model is to provide these unique experiences, right? That's why we have those consoles, because we want to play those games and it's worth it, right? I think the majority of your casual gamer is going to have one or the other. The difference between Microsoft's business model is they already have this great service, but they're trying to eventually deliver those unique experiences that you're getting on Sony. I don't think Sony is trying to give you that service that the Xbox has. At least time and time again, they haven't done it, or they've said that that's not sustainable. That's not what they're interested in. That's the big difference. I feel like Xbox is trying to incorporate the good from Sony, but Sony's just trying to double down on the good stuff that they do and not try to adapt in any way. So jump in, Bobby, but we got to let Chris get a few words in and move on to
Yeah.
the topic.
Sorry, Chris, you're the host. You get all the words. Let me just step in here real quick. No, I'm sorry. But I remember a long time ago, I don't remember which episode it was, but I brought up how I thought that it was a hoax with Xbox talking about the games of gold. Is either price going up or whatever the hell they were doing at that. And then within 24 hours, they took it back. Sony tried the same thing with shutting down the PlayStation Store, but people are too stupid to realize that that's what they were trying to do, and Sony is the worst at that, like trying to get one back at Microsoft. They failed that, which I'm pretty sure I caught it, but it was too stupid to begin with. But I do think that backwards compatibility is coming to Sony, but it's not going to be till Xbox has Halo and whatever else they have coming out. Xbox, their toolkit has still not even been available. Everybody keeps saying Sony's crap is so easy to use. It's because it's PS4 Pro. No shit, it's easy. It's last gen. But once Xbox, like, they finally get to use their stuff, it's gonna blow PlayStation away. I mean, I think Halo Guardians is it Guardians Infinite. Yeah, I think that. Sorry, I just played Guardians for the first day, so I'm sorry. Infinite is going to be amazing. I think that what they showed was hot garbage, but I'm sure that it will like, I don't like running, and it doesn't feel like running, just like Gears of War and Halo. I want to run. I want to feel it. That's for some reason doesn't happen for me, but I still think that is going to be better than anything. For some reason, people think Returnal is game of the year. If you hate yourself, yes, it might be game of the year. It just might be year 2020.
We'll get there.
But I'm just saying.
Chris, wait your turn, please.
Sorry, hey Chris.
Sorry.
Hey Chris.
We have an order here. All right. Turn it over to Commander Shepard. I want Commander.
Hi, Chris. Let's see what you think.
You guys have said a lot of the stuff. So Bobby, you brought up like them like shutting down the Vita and PS3 stores. So like I think that's a great example of like the two different strategies, and where like Microsoft's doing well. Like they're vocally, like both through actually like their actions and words, like telling us that like game preservation is important to them. They want to preserve their history, and not only preserve their history for games, but like bring things up so that like it's still accessible like in a modern console generation. So things like the FPS boost and backwards compatibility are really consumer friendly options. Your library travels with you. Like, if you want to go back and play the games, it's easy. And not only that, it may be a better experience than when you played them the first time. I think other things that I think that Microsoft has done well is like they have played the long game, and you're starting to see the fruits with infrastructure, things like xCloud, things like looking for groups. Like that is like a feature that we just take for granted because like, I don't think anybody here probably has to use it very often, but I have used it in the past, and it's great. Like when we used to play Friday the 13th matches, like it was so much easier to set up a custom lobby. Like it was just more stable that way. So instead of doing matchmaking, you would throw out a looking for group, and you could fill that lobby in seconds. People could, with a push of a button, could join your lobby from your looking for group posts, which is fantastic. Obviously the party system and all that stuff, great.
Not for PlayStation. I've lost a friend because I did not leave the party, thought I did, and I said some shit to my wife, and then I got some messages saying we can't be friends no more. Yeah.
Wow, so that's a tough
that
one.
Was Rocket League. Yes. I mean, I don't take back what I said. They're garbage. But it's I thought I left, but it turns out they didn't leave and I stayed, and yeah.
Perfect example. Get your shit together, Sony. Yeah, get your shit together.
It takes you 20 minutes to turn off the game. Why would you change? It's pushing the button to turn off the game.
Here's like an example, right? So hardware wise, where something Sony doesn't do well, like hardware and software combination. I should be able, like when I stream on my Xbox, I literally go in and I just change an audio setting to chat to be out to speakers, and I can hear my party and my game in my Turtle Beach headset, and I can stream it. My audience can hear it through the capture card. Like everything just works. With Sony, I have to get into a Discord server with George because you can't simultaneously listen to audio through your headset and have it come out of your TV. Like if you want, that's not even an option. Like in this day and age, like that's inexcusable. Now, on the other side of the coin, I think the DualSense is fantastic. Like I'm one of the people, like I've bought into it hook, line, and sinker. I think it really adds a lot to my gaming experience. It seems like in the moment, like sometimes it's so seamless, and then like when you stop and marvel, like we'll talk a little bit about Returnal, but like the rain coming down and you feel that pitter patter, and like it's fantastic. I think it's a truly next gen feeling controller. That's something that, by contrast, I hope that Microsoft does. Like I'd like to see them have, and they've not so secretly polled people. Would you like to have a more like haptic, like, or like, I don't know how they phrased it, but like a more advanced controller in
I would
terms of like rumble
suggest no,
capabilities.
because one of my controllers does not work from Eternals. I can't even play it. The game keeps giving me an error every time I try to finish it. That's why I never finished it. And my right trigger on my PS5 controller that came with the system, it's a soft button permanently now.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do anything, and it's from that stupid looking around, and it goes, and you got to hit the R1 button to show the crap on the map. I never did it, and
I
now
mean,
got
qualities, like that's a different discussion altogether, but I think like
In practice,
you can't do that with double A's. Come on, man.
to have the option would be nice. I would say, like, you know, everything else you guys said I agree with. Exclusives, Microsoft needs them. Sony has them, and like I think like arguably it's the only console right now that has truly next gen feeling games. Like I haven't felt that next gen like experience on my Xbox Series X yet, and the way that I have on my PlayStation. Like just straight up, like they just don't have anything that's a showcase, and it looks like that's going to continue with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Like you look at that game,
Oh, that game looks so good.
Load times for Resident Evil less than 2 seconds for PS5, 8 seconds for Series X. Like so clearly, like that, you know, their architecture is, you know, working a little bit better as far as like efficiency and things like that too. So
Now look, Resident Evil is the reason I own a PlayStation. That's why I choose PlayStation over Xbox. But from what I've heard and what I've seen, it's not that great, and I'm kind of getting mad because I bought the $230 exclusive version. I like statues. I
Here,
don't have
Bobby,
anywhere to put
you know
them.
what? Enjoy what you like. Don't worry about what the reviewers say.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you?
Well, that's
do
what I'm
you,
saying.
boo?
Like,
you do
look,
you, boo boo?
Look, I want to be 110% here. Greg Miller was great in 2019, but for some reason, the crap that he said in 2019, or sorry, 2020 and 21 towards his games that he thinks sucks, they don't.
it's almost like
Like,
people have different opinions.
It's
Bobby.
all opinions, baby, Bobby.
No.
Don't.
No one wants his damn opinion. And it
I love
sucks
Greg Miller. I
because-
think he's great, man.
Yeah, I met him twice. The Borderlands pants only party. I met him with no pants. It was freaking weird.
I love
But
this,
it's
Bobby.
cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know
Let's
where
go.
this is
Yeah.
going.
Hey,
so-
he shook my
moving
hand.
on.
He shook my hand at the Borderlands party, and he
My-
said, "Hey, are we related? Because we're both Millers." And I was like, "Probably not." And I looked down at my shorts. It was a joke, like, you know, a joke.
Yes, a penis joke.
But
Okay,
yeah,
it's a
I didn't
penis.
want to say it.
Anyway,
But, yeah.
so my last thoughts
Yeah.
are like,
He
I
never
think
talked to me again.
I am more confident in the future of Microsoft, like in the next coming years, with the shopping spree that they went on with studios. And like, I think they need to rip the Band-Aid off. Like if I'm then, I'd go for the jugular and then make it as many of your Bethesda like studio games, like, and like their, you know, subsidiary Submachine Games and all that exclusive as possible.
Play
Like-
dirty. Play fucking dirty,
Not
man.
dirty. I mean, but like you spent the money for the studio, right? Like,
Right, not dirty, but that's how it'll be perceived by some consumers for sure. AKA people who are Sony, who are PlayStation only. But yeah, man, this is competition. This is business, man. You bought those, bring them over here, make them come. You want to play this game? Get a fucking Xbox, man.
I'm with you. Like if Starfield comes out this year, which I've seen the rumors, and
I
it's
have
exclusive
too, yeah.
to Xbox, boy, that's a big dick move. Let's go. I'm ready because I own them all. I don't give a shit. Let's go,
Yeah.
baby.
What's the Sunset Overdrive? Now everybody's
Yeah.
saying that once it comes to Sony,
we'll
it's
see.
gonna
Yeah,
suck
like
ass.
there's
Because
rumors
Insomniac
around-
owns the
It's the
IP,
same
so they
game.
can make
Yeah, I
it too
know.
and put it on
Yeah,
PlayStation. Which
we,
again,
we can monetize it and
We
better
all win
games.
it.
Let's
We
put
all
out good
Sony-
games. I don't care.
My last positive point with Sony, I do think they've done some more consumer friendly things, like the play at home, like where they gave away a bunch of free games. Like I think that was a cool initiative.
It would've
Bro,
been great if you
Horizon
didn't
for free?
already own them games.
Horizon, Ratchet, the original Ratchet and Clank.
Let's go. That's good stuff.
They're like, you know, their equivalent of like the greatest hits. Like if you have a PS Plus, like you said, being able to play
Soulstorm,
God of
Hot
War
Girl.
and Bloodborne and things like that. I think that's really, really like that's cool.
You
That's
sipping
it's-
drink it, boy.
It is cool, but those are a collection of games that could be had for like sub $5 too.
well, they'd be on Game Pass if they were,
Yeah.
you know, Microsoft games. Like that's
It's
the other
true.
argument you could kind of make with that, I suppose.
But see, that's what my thing with MLB The Show is. Yes, it's great that it's free for you, but it's time limited. I play Diamond Dynasty and my road to the show. Bobby Miller's kicking ass. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, but if you Google me, I'm out there. But it's for Xbox. It's not going to last. And I did.
Yeah,
Look,
that's a good
don't
point.
tell my wife again. But I did buy it for Xbox too. I paid I paid the $70 for Xbox too, because I just love the game, and if there's any trophies I need, I can play against Xbox. But yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we'll move on. Like, but so I think we all probably come down. Sounds like our final conclusion would be like both companies have work to do, but both companies are doing certain things well, but neither one is like clearly like like doing like perfectly, right? Like I think both have
Yep.
things that need to work.
I'm happy for both purchases, and I want to see more work done.
Me too.
Yes.
Perfect way to put it.
I am surprised that the general consensus here is that we are all more hopeful about Microsoft's future than we are Sony, including the one guy who's a Sony guy.
Yes, I won it. It's like I remember when my daughter was first born in 2014. Fallout 4 I played that the entire year. My PlayStation did not turn on for that entire year, and I loved it. But then there was like nothing else from Xbox until next gen, which kind of pissed me off. But PlayStation honestly isn't doing anything right now besides exclusives, and there's going to be that gap where they cannot reach frame per second. They can't reach cost effectiveness. They can't reach something like the new Hot Wheels games. That shit looks sexy. Buy it. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
right.
But
Rapid fire here,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. But last thing, the reason I'm hiding what beer I'm drinking is because 3 of my YouTube videos were taken down that I don't even remember making, but I drank a beer in one. I had during COVID when it first started, I was walking through a grocery store and there's country music song playing. Never in my life did I realize that I was playing like country music. They took that down. And the third one was because I showed a couple of peanut butter and jelly brands while I was in the grocery store.
All right.
So so I will hide my beer forever. So I'm just giving it for a
Welcome
warning.
back, Bobby. That's all I can say. I fucking
So
miss.
look, for the
God, I love
4 weeks
Bobby
I've
so
been
much.
gone, I've been drinking. So
Yeah.
I will not lie to you. I couldn't hear out of this here for a long time. I went to get Dunkin' Donuts and it was like, and I thought something was wrong in my car, but it turns out it was my ear hole.
I love you, Bobby.
yeah.
What's going on, Chris? What's next?
Oh,
We're
right,
gonna
yes.
so let's
Host,
move on
host,
to
Fucking
Falcon and Winter.
rein it in here. We're gonna have to do some rapid fires to stay
Chris,
on pace
the
here,
host,
man.
Falcon
Okay.
and Winter Soldier and
Warriors.
Phase 4 of Marvel. Let's just
I'm
keep it to
Bucky.
the last episode for Falcon and Winter Soldier, and really
Wish
talk
you
about
had
how
me
that
there.
kind of leads in, because I think it is an interesting segue into like what is ahead, right? Like they set up some stuff, like nothing earth shattering now, but I like it because it reminds me of the early MCU, right? When the little seeds were like getting planted, and you didn't know like, were you gonna get an apple tree? Were you gonna get a palm tree? Like so I think that's kind of cool. I think they did well in that regard in that final episode. The emotional payoff. Did you get choked up in the part that I told you, like where he goes to the museum and sees the?
Yeah, a little bit, like a little bit. Yeah,
that fucking got me, man.
It was nice. It was impactful. It was a good ending to the season, absolutely for sure. And yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with them planting the seeds, right? Like imagine what it would have been like when they were making the original Iron Man if they knew that they had at least 30 movies to go, and how would they be planning everything? They couldn't know this then, but they do know now that they have at least another 20 plus movies to go. So they can do that. They can do these methodical planting the seeds, letting things develop well over time. So yeah, it was definitely a good show, a good ending. Yeah, definitely excited. US Agent, kind of cool. I think that they're going that route. I actually did not see that coming, to be honest. So pretty cool.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus, like I think is a great pick to have kind of like a. I know that like her character has kind of a checkered past, and like there's a few different portrayals. Like I won't spoil it for anybody that like doesn't know about that character, but it seems like they could go a couple different ways. She could be like the kind of the gray, like Nick Fury, like where like Nick Fury was like ultimately heroic, but like he definitely does some questionable shit like throughout the course of the MCU. If you go back, like Nick Fury definitely is up to no good occasionally, with the right, I guess, intentions or whatever. So I don't know if they're going to go that route or if they are going to make her into a villain, but I love the casting. Like the couple scenes that she's in, like she makes a big impression. It's like, yeah, hell yeah.
Bobby, you got something to say? Are we talking about Falcon Winter Soldier, right?
Not
'Cause
a
I'm
fan.
drunk.
Yes, I love Falcon Winter Soldier, but the whole
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I'm sorry, Captain
That's right.
America
Full
Falcon.
spoilers ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know what they're gonna call him. If it's gonna be Captain America.
It's Captain America,
He's
man.
Captain-
That's how.
Captain-
That's
No,
yeah.
I've
he's
heard
Captain.
both. So even
No,
from Marvel,
it's
so I
from
don't
the
know.
comics, man. He's straight
I
up
just
Captain
got 3
America.
comics today, and the first one is called
He's the
Captain
best Captain America.
American Falcon. Whoa! The Winter Soldier's the best one ever. Look, Nazism aside, he's a cool ass dude.
Okay.
Well, he was brainwashed, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
But
as
no,
fun. We'll get
no.
into that. But, I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like I
think-
personally like the Falcon, Falcon as the winter. Sorry, as Captain America, because this dude he has no powers. He has no powers. You know, he is your ordinary guy. He's been through everything, and it's all will, you know, and smarts. He doesn't have any powers, but he's still a badass. You know, listen, man.
He's got purity of heart too. Like,
Yeah,
I think,
man.
Like that, the whole crux of that show is like, what does it mean to be Captain America? And I think purity of heart is like a huge part of like what that character is. And I think that's what they fucking nail with like his story. Like Anthony Mackie does such a good job, like having that come across like throughout the course of the season. Like you feel like his reluctance, you know, like even like with his own like personal struggle, like, you know, the scenes with like his sister and like selling the boat, like all that is just like fantastic. And like it makes the payoff that much sweeter in my opinion. Like, you know, that's like Captain America is like here first and foremost. And that's why John Walker.
Yeah, I'll be excited, but there's a whole WandaVision controversy. First of all, her brother.
We're sticking to Captain America.
Well,
sorry,
yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say this
Because Doctor Strange was supposed to be there.
I will say this,
but he's too white.
Everybody forgets about this, but you know, Captain America, the Falcon, he will always be Papa Doc to me. You know,
From
you know, listen, no matter what, I know that movie's it's like almost 20 years old, but you know, this guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence, and Clarence lives at home with both parents, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage.
Oh my gosh.
So wild.
He ain't a gangster. He's shook because ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. He's scared to death. He's scared to look. Listen, that's what he'll always be to me. He'll always be.
I would rather hear Terrence Howard hard out here for a pimp as he was trying to be with Iron Man.
Hustle and flow, my God.
Yes, that was a great movie. If
Papa
you like
Doc.
beats, that's
Won a Grammy. 3-6 Mafia.
So what I will
anyway,
say.
thoughts, Adam. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
please.
So Falcon Winter, because if we're talking about, right, I don't know what we're talking about. Falcon Winter Soldier, right? Here's the thing. I like the show. Action's really fun. It feels like an MCU movie based on the action. That show, again, I heard it's better if you just binge instead of watching week to week.
It is confirmed. That's how I watched it.
Yeah,
that's what I did. Yeah.
that show is a character study on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The fact that, again, I'm not a very emotional dude, right? The only time I've ever cried during a movie was Remember the Titans when they're singing to their dude when he's in the hospital.
Man.
Oh, shit,
But at the end of the whole, again, I am a black man for those who don't
left
know.
side.
I hate you, George. Yeah, left side, strong side. So as a black man, again, looking at Isaiah Bradley and the way that they handle his character, where he's like, no self-respecting black man would do this. America's not going to accept you for U.S. And it's understandable because Isaiah Bradley literally lived through that.
Yeah.
He should have been a Captain America and they would not accept him. So Sam taking that opportunity and making his own decision on being, I know this is hard. I get what Isaiah is saying and he's right about what he's saying, but I have to do this. This is right. This is what Steve Rogers wanted from me and expected from me. And I believe I can do it. That whole turn where him deciding I'm going to be Captain America, regardless. Again, he even says it during his speech, regardless of what you people think, you know, there's people mad about this right now. Talking to people who watch the MCU and just talking about like, you know, people in the MCU, like white people in general. He's like, you're going to be mad, but this is what it is. And I love that they have that whole dichotomy between him and Isaiah. And the way that it ends with him like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And him giving Isaiah that a little bit of like recognition at the end is that was where I teared up. Talking about Remember the Titans. I was like, dude, him and Isaiah, like Isaiah deserves that. And Isaiah has been treated wrong. Again, like a lot of black men through history have been treated wrong. But I'm going to get to you. Don't worry about it. And I love how they do that. And again, also Winter Soldier, I wish that we got a little more time with him because Sebastian Stan is great. I love everything he does. But whenever we get to that last episode and he's doing making amends, he's like, you know, I've got 12 people on this list I got to make up to. And he's like, start with one. and he gets to the guy that he's hanging out with in the first episode. So like, I killed your son. He's got to tell him. That's great. I love Sebastian Stan. And again, also Wyatt Russell, a U.S. agent. You hate him so much because he's definitely an asshole. But you see, where like this dude, he's working so hard. He wants to live up to that. Like he's a soldier. He's doing what his country tells him to do, even though it's wrong. Again, like when he kills the terrorist, like they told him to do that basically, but they want to condone him for it. Where he's like, I want to live up to this, but I also I'm trying to be as good as I possibly can. And where he's a bad guy, but you see his point of view, where like he's not an evil person.
Yeah.
But he's doing what his country is telling him to do, and he's getting shit for it. So like the fact that they build all three of those characters up, again, I love where Winter Soldier ends. I love where Captain America ends, and I love where he's going to be a bad guy, U.S. agent, whatever. But I like where all that ends. This show, based on character stuff alone, is great. Flag Smashers was dumb. Apparently that changed based off of COVID and whatever. The enemies are bad, or the bad guys are bad in this.
No,
and I like what's it, Erin Kellman, the girl who's in Rogue One or Han Solo. I like her as an actor, but they didn't do anything with those bad guys. But that's whatever. That's fine, because at the end, for Sam, for Winter Soldier, and for U.S. Agent or what Captain America, whatever you want to call them, those characters are all in a better place, and I think that's what the show's about. So I absolutely love that. Bobby, go ahead. You had your hand raised, and I do not remember what I just said.
It's okay because I got you, bro. Oh, look, it blurted out. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. I will say I don't want to speak for all white people, maybe some, I'm kind of white, but I've seen so many story arcs where Steve Rogers and Captain America went the Hydra side. Like there's so many side comics that for some reason people cannot separate that from like the straight arc of Captain America, where they're just stupid. Yes, there should be a Black Captain America, and there should have been for a long time. Like for some reason, people can't. I hate this word because I can never say it. Differentiate.
Yeah. Differentiate.
I was close. Yes, my wife. She's laughing. She's laughing behind the door. Yes, because she knows I can't say that word. But it's just for me. I love seeing Captain America evolve, because as someone who's a DC guy, I think Superman is the worst, because the fact that he gets beat up so much by so many people and it never even really matters. He just comes back to be Superman. But Captain America should have evolved a long time ago, and I love the way that it's going. But I hope that they keep going that way, as opposed to going a completely different story arc after seeing that Marvel mini thing, it doesn't seem like for some reason they have Captain America involved with that whole new mini trailer we all saw.
Oh yeah,
that's
a good segue
hoping,
in a second.
But yeah.
Well, we don't know. Like so many of those movies, like we just got titles and dates, right? Like let's move it. Let's talk about that. So like we
I'm about phase 4, right?
Phase 4. This is really, really quick because it's going to segue into this, right? Which we didn't get anything about this. And this is one thing that I don't know if it's bothering me, but I don't know how I feel about it. And I'm curious what you guys think, but keep it rapid fired one-liners.
You almost picked Eminem's nose twice, so it's just freaking me out.
What?
You have Eminem on your screen.
Oh, sorry. I was like, what? I don't have an
Yeah.
Anyways,
George has superimposed the rap battle between Anthony Mackie and Eminem from 8 Mile, and he's literally between them. It looks like he's like refereeing.
Brittany Murphy was the only winner there.
Oh, R.I.P.
Anyway.
Anyways, so here's my question to you, right? All the TV shows, the Marvel TV shows that are coming out in Disney Plus. No, they're not garbage, but they're very much, they feature a lot of side characters, right? Do you guys have an issue with like Anthony Mackie's going to be the new Captain America? Like, do you feel like this big moment, this such a big iconic moment in the MCU, should it have been in a feature film?
I'm okay with how they did it. Just because like if they put this shit like on network TV, like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, I would totally be like, they should have put it. But I think Disney Plus and like how they've been rolling out, like I think there's the audience, the reach, and like the cultural like zeitgeist that I think they get it, like it works. Like I think it was okay because
is it as big as a movie though? Is it as big of a reach?
That's my thing.
I think it's arguably bigger. I'd have to look and see what their subscriptions are, but I think it's arguably bigger.
A TV show.
The budget is that like? Would you say Game of Thrones isn't worth it because it was on TV?
No, Game of Thrones. If you ever watched it, the ending, the freaking last.
I'm not talking about the
season.
ending, but
we
I'm saying
can't- we
most
can't
I'm
keep throwing
gonna
out things-
rewrite it. I'll reenact it next
We
year.
can't keep throwing out comparisons in there because Bobby's gonna run with them.
I'll
But I
come
think,
out there butt naked like Khaleesi.
I think their budget was great. They gave it the attention it needed. But my concern is like I feel pretty confident. Maybe not in COVID times, but they didn't know that when they were making this. That a movie, a feature film, would have had a bigger impact and a wider reach.
But you wouldn't have the time to tell that story the way they did. I think having the time.
I
to
agree.
Breathe,
But I feel like they downplayed it because they didn't do a feature film, and now there's no anything from here on.
I'd be okay with it if in this Phase 4 they had announced a Captain America movie.
Which we know we're
That's
getting
what
a
I'm
4.
saying.
We're getting a 4.
But we
they've
don't know
announced it.
after
We
they
just don't know
released that
when.
new trailer of Thor White Guy 7.0 and then Spider-Man White Guy 90.0 and
Don't
he's
talk
never
bad
going to
about
be
Chris
Nathan
Hemsworth.
Drake. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm
That
very
Spider-Man's
curious what
never
role
gonna be
he's
Nathan
going to
Drake.
play in some of these upcoming movies, if any. But I do feel like I really, really hope that this story has a lot of cultural significance,
Yes.
and a lot of significance in general. And I just hope it doesn't get lost in just being, your
TV series.
your small TV series on Disney+.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Something
Because I
I
felt like
saw-
the same for WandaVision with White Guy,
Yeah.
Dr. Marvelous. Whatever
Something I
his
saw
name
on
is.
Twitter, and Adam, tell me if you felt like
Strange.
this resonated the same way with you. Like, you're a black dude, right? Like, I saw a lot of people
Are you?
tweeting on Twitter.
I think so.
like,
Yeah, I am.
Wait,
that-
Adam's black?
like
I've been on the
like-
wrong show for years.
like a lot of people in the industry were tweeting out there's obviously people of color on the writing staff of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and behind it, it's so obvious from the way that did you feel that too?
100%. Dude,
Yeah.
the minute again I tweeted this out, the minute he was in episode 2 or 3 when he's at the dock with his sister and the black dude comes up to him, he's like, "How you doing, cuz? Man, I'm just trying to live like you." That is such a black person thing to say, bro. Anytime a 50-year-old black dude comes up to you and says, "What's going on?" He said, "I'm just trying to," that is 100% a black person thing. So that show feels like it does it right mostly.
So
I'm with that.
I think that's
And
just
Lex
as
Green
exciting.
Market in Baltimore, they say the same thing. They will either pay for your meal, saying the same thing, or you pay for theirs. That's the way it goes. Sorry. As a white fella.
So I will say for Phase 4, I think it's that is a notion that's also exciting, that behind the scenes we're seeing more diversity, which I think means we're going to get better stories and more diverse stories moving forward in the MCU. Because I think a valid criticism of the MCU to this point is it got a little samey towards the end, where you could, with a few exceptions, kind of see where any one movie was going to go. You kind of knew what to expect. And I'm hoping that with more diversity on the creative side, so outside of the actors, we'll see interesting and fresh perspectives and stories that are will kind of keep that universe growing and evolving. And with that, I think so watching the MCU Phase 4 trailer, man, I had such fatigue by the time we got to Spider-Man Far From Home. I am reinvigorated watching that. There are so many cool and exciting and just different things coming up, just reading even just the description of what Marvel's Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness is that sounds cool. Shang-Chi looks fucking awesome. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, have no idea what it is, but I can't fucking wait for it because I just rewatched the original
it's
Black
way
Panther.
better than that other Asian TV show they tried.
Iron
with the
Fist.
white
Yeah, we're not
fella.
gonna talk. We're not
Yes.
gonna talk about that.
That was
yeah.
I fought harder with my wife and playing in the kitchen than that they did in that TV series.
Hey
Yeah.
Bobby, Netflix doesn't matter. So,
Right.
but I'm with you,
Oh.
Chris. Talking about just Phase 4
Come on, that's
again.
ridiculous.
What Black Panther is a completely black, the director's black. Almost 90% of the actors are black.
Ryan
That's
Coogler,
great.
yeah.
I'm very excited for the fact that Shang-Chi is just a fucking kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm excited about that. And then just real quick, I know we're moving past this, but the TV,
No, keep going. Yeah, with we haven't really talked much about Phase 4.
yeah,
So.
the TV into Phase 4 stuff. We I would love to see that Sam becomes Captain America on a big screen on a theater, but
It's not gonna happen.
we're gonna. Well, yeah, I mean they did it in the TV show, so we know.
Sadly.
But that might not be wrong. They're trying something new. because Disney Plus is a big deal. We can't pretend it's not. There's a massive install base.
If
for
you got
Disney.
money, it's a big deal.
And they put a lot of money in these shows. So we'll see if it comes to when people go to see Captain America 4 and they're like, what's going on? That'll be an issue. But until then, they're trying something new. And if it works, it's fine. Like, I don't mind. Again, I would have liked to see it on the big screen. But if we start Captain America 4 and it's like, shit, here's Sam Wilson, he's Captain America, and everyone gets it, I think it's fine because they want Disney Plus to be a place where they can show these stories. Like, we start Doctor Strange 2, and it's like, yo, Wanda's a big fucking deal. And people understand that because they have Disney Plus. It's fine. So we'll
I would have
see
been
going into
excited
four.
for that if they actually let Doctor Strange in the last episode of Wanda.
Yeah,
Instead
but
of,
that,
No,
but
they
that-
changed it.
coming
It's
out
fine.
and saying
explained why they
because
didn't
he's
do that.
white.
No,
I mean,
no, man. They said they
That's
didn't
what
do
I've
that because
heard.
they didn't.
No,
they
if
didn't,
you
no,
read the articles, man, I got the
wrong, that's
comics.
wrong.
I will
No,
hook you
yeah,
up,
no,
man.
disagree.
That's wrong. That's
no.
wrong. They came out and said
Doctor
they
Strange number
decided to write.
69. I will.
That's fine. The comics or
up.
whatever,
I
but
got
they
it.
they said they decided to
The
write him out
comics
of
are
it.
the- Oh, they did.
Brother, get over the
Bobby
fucking
just barked.
comics,
Easy.
man.
By the way, talking about Phase 4, yeah, comics don't matter. Phase 4, Eternals. That's one where I don't know
We
what
were
the fuck
good
is
until
going
this
on,
point.
Me neither.
Multiple
but I'm
time
very
periods.
interested
No.
in Eternals.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
Are you real? Well,
I love Kumail Nanjiani. He's like one of the
Winter
funniest
Soldier.
looking dudes.
That guy,
like,
he's gonna
yeah.
be good, man. He's gonna be good in that shit.
Kumail is so good and he's so buff, guys. He's so
Yeah, he's
fucking
fucking
buff.
jacked, man.
great.
He's
Yeah.
fucking jacked. He's taking that shit
No,
serious.
I'm hoping in Black Panther, whatever they're calling it,
Wakanda
that
Forever.
that they explain further that Winter Soldier was trying to become a better person.
Man,
Yeah,
That scene was
as
great.
a Nazi, I mean,
Him in
he's doing
Wakanda
good.
was a great scene of him in Wakanda. That was the best scene of the
Yes.
series.
it was
Great. I
good,
loved
but this movie needs to be about paying homage to Chadwick Boseman, and they got to be real.
You
careful
would think
with
so,
that
but
and
after
make
the
sure they do it
Oscars, they
right.
kind of screwed him with.
Well,
with
that's
the guy
not-
from the
that's
Rock.
different.
That's
the
the
Academy.
Oscars. That's not the fucking Disney, man. That's not. That's
No,
not
but
Disney.
I mean, but it's a bigger picture. The Oscars is a problem.
Okay, but we're not there yet, man. How
Yeah.
about
Hey, look, I saw Aliens. I believe the Oscars are fucked up.
okay? Phase 4 definitely looks exciting. I hope Captain America.
Alien versus Predators is number 9 on my film list.
Anywho.
different podcast.
You're on the.
I'm
wrong-
just
you're on the
saying,
wrong
I'm
track.
throwing it out there because I wasn't on it. But let me tell you, I've been watching it at night when my kids
Right,
and
we got-
my wife go to sleep.
Bobby, we talked about
This
this
is
just we
fantastic.
spent an hour talking about this on.
Look, I was showering and dyeing this.
Gotta
beard
move on,
black.
man.
You
We
see
gotta move
this?
on.
I was dyeing my beard black, shaving my hair off. My wife loves this. I can't wait to get off this.
Oh my god,
podcast.
Bob.
Okay, all right, moving on.
Girl.
Phase 4, I think looks pretty awesome. I'm excited for it. I really
look
hope
pretty
Captain
awesome.
America is featured a good bit in it. Would be great if they snuck in an actual Captain America movie with him featured in it. I hope they do it right. I'm very curious about what they're gonna do with Black Panther. And also a little bit
Yes.
nervous, man. I don't know. I don't know how you pull this off.
They brought Ryan Coogler back, which is the director of the first one. Again, it's tough, but I feel like he's going to be able to
I'm
do it.
hoping it's
I
good
think-
and not a Fast and the Furious crap. What they did with
oh
what's
my
his
God.
face. Gotta hope
It was
that
fine.
shit
They
is
had
not-
to finish the movie, but
No, they
this is-
didn't. Just move on. All they suck after 5. Come on, man.
All right. Stay on
Anyways,
topic,
all right,
Bobby.
come on,
I'll
man. Let's
race
focus.
you.
Let's-
Come
let's-
on.
Let's,
I will
let's
come
focus.
to Jacksonville and race the shit about you.
Stay on topic, man. But
I got
Yeah,
a Hyundai Santa Fe. Come at me, bro. I know. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've talked to another human,
yeah,
and I'm drunk. So this is just happening.
I
Hey, Jason Miller, you cannot replace me, you son of a bitch. You suck at Star Wars Squadron. Put it out there.
Oh my god.
is that Jax? Is that Jax?
Yes,
Jax,
that's
yes.
my cousin.
Okay. All right. Anyways, my concern with the Wakanda Forever is not so much that I don't think that they could pull it off. If anybody can, it's them. I just don't know if it's possible to pull off. Like that's kind of my concern with it, man. I don't
That's
know
a tough one. Yeah.
that there is a way that
Yeah.
you can do this. That there's no.
It's a
blueprint
lot
for
of
this,
pressure.
man. There's no blueprint for this, the Fast and Furious thing. I get that, but they had footage and they just kind of finished it,
No, they
They're-
should have
they're-
stopped after 6.
But
Vin
they had
Diesel's a
stuff. But anyways, this one they're making a
fucking
completely new movie,
re-registered penis.
and they can't really, retcon anything from the last one to try to
Right.
they're gonna have to figure something out. I hope they do. I hope they do it well. I hope they do him justice.
I was
definitely-
watching the first one. I was just thinking, like, man, I kind of half wish they hadn't killed off Killmonger because, like, he would have been a kind of a cool, like, if they could have done a redemption story or like made him an anti-hero that kind of becomes a
mean,
hero. Like
top 3 villain in the MCU.
I mean,
Top
Michael
3
B.
villain.
Jordan
100%.
is just so fucking riveting. Like in
Marvel
that
doesn't
role,
know what a
like,
villain is. Come on,
but-
DC, bro.
But yeah, I agree. I got elephant in the room before we move on to our final topic.
Agreed.
How
When are
doing
we
on
getting
time?
a Latino superhero? Yeah, that's
Um,
the elephant in the room.
It'll
Yeah.
be Batman.
Torres.
It's gonna be played by Jeanette Goldstein, Vasquez actress.
Mia
Come
Moore,
on,
El-
man.
That's a shout to our
Yeah.
Aliens review.
Give me
Go
Miles
check that out.
Morales on the big screen. Robbie Reyes on
Oh,
the
he's
big
coming.
screen.
There's no way. Like they're
White
they set him up.
Tiger. Give me White Tiger.
They
you
set
know?
up
No.
Miles Morales.
White
in,
Tiger, Horrible Dragon. Yeah,
Far from Home, or
he
not Far
screwed
from
that
Home,
shit up.
Homecoming. But like no big elephant in the room. So the Phase 4 like logo was the Fantastic Four logo. No release date for that, but like pretty exciting, right? That
Why
they,
do we keep going to that? Isn't there so many
because
things in the
nobody's
Marvel
done it
universe?
no one's done it even close to right. And like
No, and whatever.
if anyone can, it's
frickin' stupid face from Deadpool. No, Ryan Reynolds or whatever the hell his name is today. No, they
if
need
anyone
to
can do it right, it's
move
gonna
the
be
frick on and start something new. I'd
It's-
rather be
yeah.
something new.
I
No.
think like so
Gotta
what
get
do,
it
what do
right.
you guys think of it? Like are you do you think they can pull off? I guess well Bobby says no clearly. Do you think
No.
they can pull off Fantastic Four? Like there's been 2 cracks at it recently.
There's been 3 horrible cracks. With
I mean
the chance there's
two
a 4.
recently.
Unless it's DC doing it, it's not going to happen. Sorry.
So here's the thing. I
I
was
don't even know what you're
never
talking about.
Yeah, what the
a
fuck,
big
man?
fan of
You're about to
Fantastic-
get muted here real quick.
no, DC has way better TV shows. Marvel has all.
Yeah.
Oh no. Y'all childish. Bobby, they muted you. I'm sorry. I had no control over that.
Let
Here's
it
the
go.
thing.
Let it go.
He
He doesn't
doesn't
know.
He doesn't even know he's muted. If you don't watch this on YouTube, you got to tune in to see Bobby just.
The face,
I'm so sorry.
phase 4. So,
Oh, Bobby looks like a mental patient right now. He's muted. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'll unmute you. Oh, I can only ask to unmute you. Yeah,
Yeah, Bobby, you gotta accept and unmute. Me, I'm not a Fantastic Four dude.
What I
trust
like
the
to unmute, you're damn right.
MC.
No, Marvel is horrible at TV. They make a hell of a lot
We're
of.
talking about a
great
Fantastic Four movie, Bobby. I love you, but what are you
no,
talking
it's
about?
no Fantastic Four needs to die. There are
I'm,
way,
okay.
Here's the thing.
there are way
kinda
better
with-
Marvel arcs that could have been explored.
Hold
For
on.
some reason, we want to keep controlling on white people, the 4 white people versus the 1 white bad guy. Let's
You're-
move on.
You're a comics nerd, Bobby. I love you, but calm down. I've
No,
never
I
actually been a
love
fan of
comics.
Fantastic Four. I've
Thank
never
you.
liked that team.
I'll drink
but
to that.
I would like to see what they do with it. I'll see it and we'll see.
No.
But I never give a fuck about
Do they keep the
Fantastic
same
Four.
actors? Well, I guess they could.
The,
No.
the
because
Punisher is the only thing
They
that should have
can't.
moved on.
Michael B. Jordan wasn't he Human Torch in the most recent one?
And
Yeah,
Chris
in the
Evans was in the
file.
first one. Captain America was the Human Torch in the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I here's my
Hot
thing with the
garbage
Fantastic
to move on.
Four. Here's my.
He didn't have a butt in that, did he?
Right, my turn, Bobby. Here's my thing with the Fantastic Four. I wasn't a huge fan of them, but
No
they
one
were a
was.
big deal growing up as a kid. You know,
Yeah.
the comics, they were a big deal involved with X-Men, Spider-Man. They're a big freaking
Stan Lee
deal.
fucking love Fantastic.
Yeah, but those two
No,
movies,
unless you read the comics. No,
I did.
Stan
but,
Lee was embarrassed.
but anyways, the 2 movies really killed.
We saw Green Lantern, right?
Come on, Bobby, let me talk. The two.
I got you, George.
Yeah, the two fucking movies from the Fantastic Four killed the any interest that I still have. So I am at the point where I don't care. You know, I don't care if they make a movie or not. Like if they do, cool. I hope they get it right. But I lost all the interest that I had in the Fantastic Four after those two wonderful blockbusters.
We could all agree that it would have been more hype if there was the X-Men symbol, right?
Oh, 1000%. You know,
Yeah.
that's a franchise that's had some blunders, but it's still loved, man.
Well, there's such a huge cast of characters. Like, you could announce that and nobody would have a fucking clue who was actually in it, right? Like that's the
Right.
exciting thing. I mean, character-wise, not even just actors and stuff. So, all right, how are we doing on time? Like, we may have to hold Returnal until next week. It doesn't
We
show
could,
me.
yeah.
Unfortunately, like when did we?
We're over an hour. We're in over an hour for sure.
Okay, yeah, we should probably. we'll end it here. Like we'll give some. I promise next week we'll give some Returnal impressions. Probably it's possible that George or I may have beat it by then. Kind of just depends. I'll be playing Resident Evil 8 hopefully starting this evening if my Xbox can believe that it's in England. And I'll have some impressions of that as well alongside. Anybody want to plug anything before we go?
Nope. Oh, I thought Resident Evil was a PS5
Me.
exclusive. I don't know.
No, Resident Evil is a all over garbage.
Yeah, it's just marketing with PS5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Limited
they released like
edition.
an hour early, and they had like early access to the demo. I think that was
Gotcha.
Yeah. Adam, would you
Nothing
like
to plug here. But Bobby, did you have something to plug?
I would love to plug Marvel sucks. Batman.
I mean
will
a real
kick-
plug.
Marvel sucks. Batman will whip all y'all asses.
What's going on with new friend Who Dis and
Let me tell you, I have been for the first time I streamed was like 2 days ago, maybe.
Mhm.
I got 15 subscribers, which is the weirdest ever, but I hit
hell
dingers
yeah,
for a
dude!
living.
Congrats, that's good.
Yeah, if you watch Bobby Miller, I told you, Google me, bro. I hit dingers, home runs, doubles, triples, everything. You call me, I'm there. I will
love
play
you,
on
Bobby.
your team. Xbox, PS5, PS4, Xbox One Niner.
So where do people
I will
see
come
you
there.
hit these dingers? Why don't you give us those plugs?
It is. I don't even really know. Maybe Bobby Miller.
Is it smooth 423 still?
I really don't know. I just do it.
Oh
So
my
if you see me
Christ.
on Bobby Miller or Smooth 423, I'm hitting dingers all day long.
Hit up Bobby. Watch him on
I
Twitch.
hit that shit on Xbox. I hit it on free shit. I hit it on PS5,
It's,
PS4.
it's
I go up to my bedroom after playing PS5. I'll put the PS4 on, and it's like trophies everywhere. It's like, hey, bitch, welcome back
Well,
because you hit dingers. For
Good
What's
me.
up with
age.
you, Chris? What's going on?
yeah, you can
Yeah.
find me on
Put it back on
Twitch,
mute.
twitch.tv/rental rush.
Don't move me, bro. I
I
want to
will-
get this hair. I had it in high school for the Black Awareness Club basketball game. It hurt like a mother, but I scored 12 points and the first ever Caucasian in Black Awareness Club.
God damn, Bobby.
I'm welcome back, baby.
Uh,
You
uh,
Google me, bro. Bobby Miller's breaking barriers. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Captain America.
Breaking brains right now is what you're breaking. Yeah, so I'm on twitch.tv/rental rush. I will be getting back to doing maybe not a monthly rental rush right now. Like my social calendar's fucking filled, but like I do
Cool.
occasionally want to
My
do
name's
them.
Chris. I'm so cool and popular.
No,
I know.
I
I
just
went to UFC
I
once
I
and
bite
saw
off
someone say something.
I bite off more than I can chew. Like that's my bad habit. So yeah, and then you can you should tune in for our Aliens versus Predator podcast. We will be releasing the second episode almost simultaneously with this. So give the first episode a check and the second one, and encourage you to watch along because these have been really, really fun to record and to have George a aversion to the series, like experiencing it purely for the first time. That's all I got.
I got you.
This has been a hell of an episode. Welcome back, the Madman,
Apologize.
Robbie Bobby Miller.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
back,
guys.
bro. Google me.
Please don't
I'm hitting
unfollow us or
dingers.
unsubscribe.
I believe in Captain America. He believes in more than a TV show. And Wanda.
And with that is going to bring us to a close. Bye.
Doctor
Bye-bye.
Strange.